it's just amazing. All the symptoms of low iron is so diverse.
Yes.
And you and ER, and we all sometimes see all these funny symptoms, and you brought it into the picture, the development of the brain and the academic achievement of the children in school and things like that. So iron is much more than just the anemia, and that, I mean, that's my take-home message today. It's not just about the anemia, it's about all the other processes that's running around in the body.
And maybe that's a good point to, we're probably nearing the end, but the symptoms of iron deficiency are very non-specific, unfortunately. But there are some that are, when you have them, you really need to think about iron deficiency. The commonest one is probably cravings. And, as medical students, we always learn about these cravings, like you crave ice, or you crave dust or soil or paper or paint or burnt cigarette stumps or matches, whatever. All these funky, funny things, but it's very common. We did a study with some medical students where we looked at patients with iron deficiency, and we found that 2/3, 2 out of 3 had some form of craving. But we also discovered, and this is not well known in the literature, is that many people don't have a craving for a non-food or a funny thing. They just have an excess craving for some kind of food. Common cravings we see, cravings for chocolate. One of the patients was eating a whole bag of tomatoes every day. The other one ate 2 whole loaves of bread every day. Xylophagia, we call that. So there are these cravings that can be for non-food stuffs and for foodstuffs. The other nice one is beeturia. When you eat beet, there's a pigment, the thing that makes beet, give it that pink-purple color. It's called betanin. Now, when it gets into your blood, the iron will take the color out of it, and your urine will be clear. If you don't have enough iron, the color of your urine will turn pink or purple. Now, obviously, if you're going to eat a bag of beets a day, it doesn't matter how much iron you have, you will probably still have pink urine or purple urine. But if you're eating normal amounts of beet and your urine is purple, that might indicate, well, I would definitely go and get your iron tested. If you don't have purple urine, on the other hand, it also doesn't mean you don't have iron deficiency. Not everybody gets it, but it's some of these things to think about. But maybe we should just quickly remind the listeners, if you have unexplained, headaches, dizziness, palpitations, tiredness, anxiety, brain fog, cravings, feeling very cold all the time,
hair loss,
nails that break easily,
chest pains,
Of course, there are hundreds of other causes for all of these things, certainly. But especially if you're a younger person and you've been to the doctor and they haven't been able to find another cause, the simplest thing you can do is just test your iron. Just test your iron. Treat it and see what goes away. You might be shocked. We've got some bright psychiatrists in town that have sent me patients with anxiety that doesn't respond to treatment. Iron deficiency was the cause. In one case, we diagnosed colon cancer in a 32-year-old. And that's an important point, right? We must always look for a cause of the iron deficiency. The most common one is heavy menstrual bleeding or pregnancy. But especially in postmenopausal women and in men, we must look hard for a cause. It's not enough to say, you've got iron deficiency, here's your treatment. Why? Yeah. The doctor needs to have something written on his paper there. This is the cause.
And the most common cause that you're actually referring to is we need to have a gastroscopy and a colonoscopy, go look for a gastric bleed.
Yeah, we won't do that in teenagers or people with heavy menstrual bleeding, but certainly in postmenopausal women and in men, that's the route that you need to consider.
Yeah, for our colleagues out there, I think that's a very important point.
Absolutely. Yeah. And not just the one or the other. It has to be both.
Yeah.
We actually wrote those guidelines and they've just been published. It's top and bottom scopes. It's not enough to do the one and say, I found an ulcer. No, you still have to do the bottom because many people have an ulcer on top and something else at the bottom. You need to do both.